Um, and, and Megan and I decided to call it the Fashion Refresh. And then with that addendum, the joy of conscious shopping, because shopping can be really fun. And I think all of a sudden people have just thought, oh, I can't go shopping because, the world is falling apart. But you can go shopping, and it really helps really enhance and embellish our spirits. So what Megan and I are going to look at today is we're going to do a little back and forth on how we look at fashion and accessories and jewelry, and how you can really elevate your own day and your own person. Because remember, you get dressed in the morning, and then you go out and you face the world, and it's what everybody else, the first thing everybody sees is what you're wearing. So I truly believe that once you get dressed, you should not have to worry about what you're wearing, but you should go out in the world with confidence and ease and a sense of fun and fashion.
Yeah.
So great. Take it away, Megan.
Sure. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the fun stuff I've been doing in the studio and how I've been thinking about us transitioning. I've been thinking a lot about, so I'm MPR, Megan Patrice Riley. I have a studio in Brooklyn, New York as well, in Greenpoint. We're in Bushwick currently. And I've been making contemporary art jewelry for about over 10 years now. And I've shown with Mary in different museum settings, different fine art shows. And I think about my work, and I think about making things in a conscious way. So I use a lot of sustainable steel. I use industrial steel cable that's really like flexible and light. I'm going to bring it up a little bit. Flexible and light and really comfortable. And I finish it with silver, 14 karat gold fill, different gemstones. And I've been doing this I've been thinking a lot about working with new materials. And I love textiles in so many different forms. So I've been taking textiles, which means this is actually a textile in and of itself. This is steel cable that's braided on the inside, which makes it feel like a fabric, but it's actually a really strong, super strong steel, kind of like how spider silk has that incredible strength and ability that uses physics. This is another application that I've been playing with, in particular during this summer. It's with crocheted ball chain and different steel chain, and I'm using it to crochet these textures, almost like granulation, on other chain, and then finishing it with freshwater pearls, different gemstones. Been doing a lot of like quartz crystals and thinking about things. Speaking of transitions, having things that move in different ways. So that means like all these parts can be worn separately together. You can kind of like connect things. And I'm thinking about that a lot because we're traveling again, and travel to me means having a couple core pieces that I can wear in multiple different ways, change up, and still have like the morning outfit where I'm going to go sightsee all day, and then maybe the night outfit where I go out to dinner, but I'm going to be wearing the same thing. I'm just going to change maybe an accessory or throw a wrap on. So and I've been thinking a lot about long necklaces, because during Zoom time, I don't wear any long necklaces. And long necklaces are like, I'm taller, and long necklaces are like one of my most favorite things. So I've been really enjoying wearing this piece again, which is like a long line segment, like a long, elegant, dripping piece that you can throw on, but it really changes in ornaments and outfit and like accents.
It does. That vertical that's created when you have a long necklace on it's enhancing, because you can look at it two different ways. One, I think everybody talks about being slim, but it creates a vertical line, so it draws the attention to your face as well as making you look a little bit taller. Mm-hmm. And I like long necklaces too. I like really long necklaces.
Yes, yeah.
That are extreme, that are not something that's really unorthodox. But the nice thing about your jewelry also is it's adjustable. So you can wear something long, or you can pull it up as a choker, wrap it around twice. Mm-hmm. For me, I have to tell you, jewelry to me is something that always has a story. And I'm going to just use the necklace that I have on as an example. This is a piece of antique Moroccan jewelry, amber, that I got when I was in Morocco. And every time I wear it, I just feel so enriched, and I feel so beautiful, because it brings me back, number one, to that really amazing holiday that I had with my husband. And two, it reminds me of that really fun sense of adventure where we were actually driving near Essaouira, and we stopped in a small town and they had this amazing jewelry store. And we did a whole dig, and I found a number of pieces like this. And so this is really my favorite. But at the same time, I really like Megan to say, when I'm wearing my duster and just kind of a black ensemble with a pair of dyed pants, what would you suggest would be a necklace that would not only suit me and have a story that I can tell and start a conversation with, but also, kind of look very current and really fresh for what's happening now.
Let's try on a long one. This is the one that I was just showing. This is really elegant and airy and has that long layer feel. I love it. I like it actually layered with your classic two-tone gold and silver kind of chain, because this has a gold and silver chain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the earrings you're wearing, you chose perfectly.
Oh, you're right, Megan Patrice Riley. And in fact, this was a drive-by purchase, I have to say. One time, Megan and I have been getting together frequently during COVID because Megan's studio is in Greenpoint. My studio is in, on the edge of Bushwick and West or East Williamsburg. So often I rode my bike to Greenpoint in the morning. Megan and I would meet for coffee. We'd chat for a half hour, and then I'd ride to my studio. But one day I just called up Megan. I said, I need something to give me a really refreshed and different point of view today. So she said, great. I was in the car that day. I drove my car over to Megan's studio. She came out, she put the earrings through the window. I handed her a check and drove off. And that's these really beautiful long dangly earrings, yeah, which I love.
Which is a beautiful color for you. So blues, I think I love this. I like this with charcoal. I like this with blue, gray, gunmetal. I think there's a lot of room there, with gunmetal being wonderful for summer because you can wear it on white or black. You can wear it on light colors and dark colors. And I think that is a good versatile piece. I have very limited gunmetal right here, but I've been doing a lot of gunmetal earrings, kind of this style with little iolite gemstones and then sterling silver ear hooks. And that has that same kind of property. What have you been thinking about in terms of, you've been creating a bunch of new stuff?
I have. And in fact, I love the term gunmetal. I often call that color, it's similar, but not exactly, but I call it pewter. And I've been working last week and this week, I've really been focusing on very soft silver metallic colors combined with pewter or gunmetal. So I'm going to, I'd love to see those earrings a little bit closer, a little far away.
I love this color.
I'm working on my series of doodle charmeuse pieces. And this is one of my doodle dresses. And I unpulled the stitching this morning. And I had every intention of finishing this dress today. And it needs to have a binding put on. So I've dyed the binding and I've cut it. It's a bias shibori binding that is a silk dupioni. But we just talked way too much.
Oh, I love it.
But we didn't
get
my stitching done.
I know, we chatted all day.
We just chatted all day. We had so much fun. So the doodle dress is not finished. However, I'm going to just hold it up to myself and give you an idea what it looks like. But I would love that with even this necklace that I have on.
Yes. Oh, well,
Chain.
this is beautiful because it creates another type of ornamentation along the lines that you created with your pleating.
Well, yeah, usually my patterns are very controlled. I do hand stitching, but I think number one, I'm very A-type. My father was a dentist, so he was a perfectionist. And I lived in Japan for 8 years and worked in the kimono industry and designed in Tokyo, where nothing ever left the studio unless it was absolutely perfect. So this was my chance to kind of look at design and to look at pattern in a very different way. So the lines are very soft and lyrical, and they're not so tightly engineered. And that's what I really love about this. And I just want to mention that I do these by order. I have I have over 100 colors of silk that are available to me and to a client. And then we work together on the color combination. And
Would people ever wear this together? Would people layer your dusters with?
with a doodle dress, oh,
I could see that
absolutely.
beautifully.
Yeah, pattern on pattern.
Yeah.
Working with different lengths, and so the dress is long, the jacket is a little bit shorter. I could also wear it with a longer duster. So that's where I think the proportion of the accessory and the jewelry is really important. So if my dress was long and my duster's short, I do think this is kind of a nice length because, as we said before, a long necklace gives you a little bit more of a vertical line. It's it gives your eye an opportunity to travel. And I think this combination also, when I'm talking with somebody either that I know or somebody that I'm meeting for the first time, it gives us a lot to talk about. I am the story, but it's because of how I've chosen to dress. And I'm the story because I feel so comfortable wearing it, and I'm totally at ease. And I just feel beautiful. And that to me is what clothing and jewelry and accessories should do. I mean, that is their role. And especially as we look at refreshing and coming out of this really complicated time, it's been complicated for everyone. I think what you wear is even more important.
Yeah. And also, I love that you said this is what you're wearing is a story and you're completely comfortable in it. Because we are telling a story with this appearance. We're saying, oh, look, your sister came. We are telling a story, and I love that you're so comfortable in it. So do people tell you? Because I have people. This is like a really common thing. People are like, I could never wear that. I could never pull that off. And I tell them, it's not about the outside; it's about the inside.
Oh, I think that's totally true. But everybody has their own comfort zone. So I'm very comfortable with pattern and wearing color and really kind of dressing differently every day to fit my mood for that day.
Yeah, I agree.
You too?
Yeah. Let's try
So I
some
don't need a lot of stuff. I
No,
don't
you
need a
don't.
lot of stuff. I just
No,
need
no.
things that are really beautiful.
And
I'm not an advocate.
I want the
for
story. I personally want the story, and I want to look. I want to have conversation starters because I'm a social person. So this is like pure joy to me to be able to wear things that will start conversations and have a story. I really connect with that as well. What else? Let's try on some more things and maybe bring our special guest.
Let's do that. Let me, what I'm going to do is, just for the sake, because we're talking about lengths and proportions, I'm going to put on the longer duster. That's in the same colorway. And I've noticed that the camera looks like it's cutting off my head.
No, it's not.
It's not. Is this the camera or is that?
That's the camera. This is what we're just
That's what I'm
watching.
saying. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you're
So
doing
I don't
great.
know if you can see the length of this duster, but it has a different pattern. It's got a very long vertical patchwork in the back, which gives me a nice long line. Even though I hate to admit, I am shrinking. We won't talk about the exact amount of shrinkage, but I still feel very comfortable and really at ease with this longer duster. And I think so often we save clothes. We say, "Oh, I can't dress up because I don't have any place to go," which is ridiculous. I mean, of course, I'm not going to wear this riding a city bike to Brooklyn. However, I think it's so important to dress up and feel good every day, to have something that really gives you that extra sense of confidence and kind of blasts you through your day with energy. So, and what about you? I'm going to,
So on me.
even though it's,
I know, we got you laughing. That's great. I can see you guys.
here's a green doodle jack, and I'm going to put this on Megan because I think it's an amazing color with her long blonde LA streaked hair. So this is the doodle jacket. It's kind of soft and lyrical, nice with black. You could also wear it with a lot of color though. It'd be really great with a pair of white jeans and just a simple white t-shirt, or a t-shirt with a little bit of I love like a little shibori print on it, something like this, a little baton.
Oh, I love this underneath. I like the layering. I like that. If I'm gonna put an outfit together, I'm a layer person. I'm gonna add this is a shirt on top of a dress, on top of pants, I'm that kind of person is how I dress. And so that's why I think I asked that question of Mary earlier, because I think about putting multiple pieces from her collection on and making an outfit.
Yeah, and color. I think color is a big story this season. So sometimes I have to say I feel much more comfortable in deep inky navies and dark blues and kind of colors that are very saturated. However, I recently, and especially because it's summer and because things just feel so much more free now, I love wearing, for example, this orange shibori dyed bateau neck cotton t-shirt with the green doodle jacket that Megan has on. So that really, I think that's really taking us from New York to LA, or maybe from New York to Capri.
I don't know, Capri or San Francisco too, a little like,
San
yeah.
Francisco? Let's do
Saint-Tropez?
Capri, Saint-Tropez,
We'll do
yeah.
Saint-Tropez. I like Saint-Tropez. Yes.
So you gotta have fun with the color. And
I like
fun
that.
with the proportion, and then
Yeah.
fun with the accessories and jewelry. So, I would love a really long pair of earrings, just the bateau neck
Yeah.
t-shirt.
I
and-
like long earrings in general. I actually brought, so I've been doing a lot of gold earrings.
Oh.
I think gold earrings for the summer, I don't like a classic, like a gold hoop, beautiful big gold earrings that dresses up everything. So I've been doing a lot of like these kind of hoops it's a small hoop up here, but I created like drawings in gold cable and they're effervescent and light. I need things that are light.
Although I think those big hoops are insane.
You're like love the big hoops.
They're
I know.
insane. I mean, how much fun is that? How much fun are those big hoops with a very kind of classic shibori dyed t-shirt? Fun.
I love, okay, that
That's
I can
a story.
totally see,
And
yes.
that is a real fashion
With really
refresh.
cute cutoff jeans
Oh, so cute.
and then really hip Birkenstocks, like orange Arizona ones or like really poppy would be
Or
really cute.
I'm loving those blue,
Yeah.
the blue Birkenstocks. So I think
I think it's time to
bring our mystery guest on.
yes, and then we'll
Okay,
take
mystery
questions.
guest.
What's up, mystery guest? What up?
So at this point, I just want to talk a little bit, we're going back to the engineered work, and we're talking about summer today. It's, please, let's focus on summer. Fall is going to be here too quickly. However, because we have a special guest here, I did pull out one of my quilted arc coats, which are my signature pieces. And there's nothing more fun than putting my coat on and having it be put on in an unexpected way. So Michael came in, Mr. Butterfield, I said, Mr. Butterfield.
I'm gonna introduce Michael.
You need this
Michael
coat.
is one of my best friends, and if you watch us on IGTV, you know Michael because we do a weekly fashion series where we talk about fashion news, and we developed a lot of this. Michael's like the creative force with me behind a lot of this chain collection.
You definitely,
But he is like, he's my champion for all of this that I do and for pushing me to experiment. And so it's wonderful to get to dress him in Mary's clothes as well. So this is a special
It's
treat
fun.
for all of
It's
us.
fun.
Super fun.
I'm obsessed with this coat. This is phenomenal. This is phenomenally made. I love the
I
detailing.
know this part on you is so cute. The pocket especially.
And then we're gonna just do a little cashmere stole.
Mhm.
So you're ready for that
Not warm at all.
blustering
Fun fact,
New York wind.
we took photos of this outside and I was actually like, I'm not uncomfortable. And
That's great.
I'm 6 feet, I'm built like a linebacker. And I was still comfortable in this. It's a very lovely fabric. I feel like in the beginning of fall, it'll be perfect. It'll keep you warm, but it also doesn't over insulate.
Hmm.
And it's very comfortable.
Yeah, it has breathe.
It
The
breathes.
fabrics, the fibers you use
It's all
are
natural.
so lush.
Mhm.
It's layers of cotton lawn with the cotton batting in the middle that's quilted in. What I love about shibori, this resist dye technique, is that the inside, we're gonna do a little reveal, that the inside is dyed and the colors are the same as the colors on the outside. Not that you would want to wear this coat in a reversible manner, but I have done some coats that are reversible. But just because, to me, that's very important, that the inside
Yeah.
is the same as the outside. The front is interesting, the back is interesting, because you don't look at somebody just from the front. You see them in a three-dimensional world. So we have to be very conscious of that. When we look at ourselves in the mirror in the morning, we get dressed, we're like, okay, looking smashing. But, did you turn around?
I've definitely done the pictures. I've done the picture behind to be like, does the booty look good? Okay. Yikes. You don't want you need to make sure the pattern on the booty that looks flattering. For me. I worry.
So I think what is also something that's very refreshing that's happening is that we're looking at clothing very differently in terms of gender. You know, so this coat, I'm gonna put it on Megan now.
Go
Can I do
for it.
that?
Absolutely.
So let's put this on Megan, now that it's nice and warm. So here's the coat on Megan. So what I love, now Megan's probably gonna style it a little bit differently.
You might do a little
You
of
know,
this.
she might turn the cup up so that it becomes a 3/4 length. And
Ooh,
And I love an
wow.
oversized, you know, I love a kimono.
And the best thing is that the print is on the other side, so that
Yes.
detail still continues even when you flip it up.
so we'll do big wide cuffs on Megan. And you know what I would probably do for Megan, of course, is pull out a shawl. But when Megan is wearing this in January and February, she would probably want to layer it with a cashmere sweater. So these are my new cashmere sweaters
these are
that I'm
so-
doing by
These
order.
are cute.
So I would put the cashmere sweater on under. So why don't you keep the coat on?
Okay.
I'm gonna put on the sweater. And again, here, we're looking at how we're layering patterns and colors. And then the great thing about Megan's jewelry is it doesn't snag. So I've got her necklace on, but I'm not worried that it's gonna snag my cashmere.
Yeah.
So here's the sweater. Again, I love very long sleeves. But it's got this kind of funky, unusual proportion rather than just being an orthodox.
Show me the
Um,
sleeve
I think
here also, because you did a little slit in the
It's got a little
sleeve.
slit.
Right, it's useful, don't you think?
Yes.
So, I mean, it's probably, you know, and I would have a difficult time perhaps if I was doing a lot of writing, but then I can always work with clients, we put a little snap on it, or, you know, you learn how to roll it up and, you know, you kind of style it
It's a
so that
nice
it really
design.
becomes you and that you make it your own.
It's a nice design element also, it adds something, not your traditional.
Well, it's a very,
Yeah.
very light 100% cashmere.
Cool.
So these are my
These are some of
very
your new
newest
ones.
things. They are.
So why don't we open it up to questions from you guys? I would love to hear if you guys want to see anything or if you have any questions. If you want to unmute yourself at any point now, please feel free. This is the time. We'll try stuff on for you.
But we wish you were here trying
I
stuff on with us.
know.
You know, this is the first time I've had people in my studio trying things on in about a year and a half. And I have to tell you, it's so much fun. You know, if you were here, I'd give you a glass of wine. We've
I
all
will be there
wine.
tomorrow. Woohoo, surprise.
Hi,
Surprise.
Sue.
Sue
Hello, darling.
should be here. And little crackers and cheese. So it's, you know, I love my new studio because it's a wonderful space to entertain in. So next time you're in New York, give me a shout, please come by.
I will be there tomorrow.
Oh,
Yay!
yay, you will be here tomorrow too.
I'll be doing this for you.
Of course you will. Of course you will. This is fun.
Awesome. That's so fun.
Oh, it has.
We appreciate you guys for coming and like listening to us and sharing a little moment because we knew we weren't going to be able to see everybody, and we wanted to make sure we had. Do I have any clip earrings? Yes, we actually made anything you see on the website can be made in a clip earring. All you got to do is just ask me. We have clips and twist backs as well, so you can screw back. We've done it in every style. The hoop is a little bit more difficult. We do have a new hoop coming out that's actually non-pierced, like a cup, and you just slide it on. So email me or DM me and I will send you pictures. We have them in sterling silver right now. Yeah, hooray for hoops and for non-pierced hoops. I really developed this new special way to wear them and it just slides on. So Michael has some actually.
And they don't fall off when
Yeah.
you're moving. Oh,
Yeah,
that's good.
I like designed it, right? Like they're, yeah.
I have them on.
I know he has the other hoops on, but yeah, because I love those non-pierced people. We do a lot of non-pierced for people. And I also think about, for myself, I have 3 piercings, but even for me, I'm having issues. So I thought about things like in the future, I want to be able to have that look without damaging my holes further. So I developed some new
ideas.
I love that. You know, I think one thing that if we're talking about fashion refreshing and kind of how to move forward, especially I have to say that the news is intense this week when we think about climate change. And several years ago, I think this started when I was about 8, and I would just absolutely covet my brother's shirts. So much so that I would go into his closet and steal them.
It is such a look.
And I would steal them.
I like that
She is
very
second
much.
And he outgrew them. And I would cut off the bottoms. I didn't like those fishtails. I would cut off the bottom. You know, they were usually those really fabulous, paisleys. Remember that baby corduroy with paisley print on it? They're really hot in the 60s. Or, what else? That was one favorite one. I was like
I
a big
think a
fan of
blue
paisleys.
Oxford. I like the
Blue
blue
Oxford,
Oxford. A simple
right.
Oxford is great.
Right.
I have a boyfriend shirt.
What do you like?
I have a boyfriend shirt.
Boyfriend shirt.
Boyfriend shirts, right?
Yes, exactly.
Right?
So
I like these very much.
What is this? Please,
right.
what's happening?
Well, I just want to say that I call these my personalized shirts. So what I've done is I've taken men's shirts and women's shirts, but mostly men's shirts because, as Sue said, they're kind of, there's something very cozy and comforting about an oversized shirt,
Yeah.
you know, especially from your boyfriend, and especially if he's given it to you. But if not, it's always okay to sneak into the closet and grab it. And I've updated them by doing some deconstruction and then reconstruction. In this case, I did some applique work, and then I over-dyed it. I did this with a clamp dye. So rather than doing my stitching that's very intricate and hand done, I took a series of clamps from office supplies, and I clamped it, and then I added, some tape, some shibori dyed tape. So there's a little bit of hand stitching. I changed the buttons, and then I added a little pleated peplum. So this was a 100% cotton piece that I did with a very simple shibori pattern, and I pleated and added the peplum. So these personalized shirts, I think, are a really great way to, number one, save a shirt from a landfill.
Yeah.
This is something that we're all conscious of. We don't need to just, throw things away. This looks completely different than the original shirt. The original shirt was gray. It was a gray chambray. It's very fine chambray. And it's just so much fun to wear. Try it on.
I love a men's shirt too.
How do you take care of it?
Yeah, how do you take
How
care
do
of
you
it?
take care
Great,
of it?
great.
I would just
question.
hand wash it with a really nice, with a really good hand soap. I like the soap called the Laundress. So I just wash it by hand. Nice.
I wear this layered, of course, I would layer things on top of layering things on top of layering things.
And so what do you think would be a good necklace, or how would you accessorize this piece? What would work for you?
Well, I might wear this gold one with these like peacock pearls in it, like another big statement. I would wear a long
I love
layered
that.
tunic
I love
underneath,
that.
like a long layered tunic, and then
Uh-huh.
this, and then leggings, and then like wedge sandals.
Mhm.
It's because I want a little with the peplum and the pleats. Okay, I'm like immediately going to tell you my outfit. I would totally do this because it would be like a little bit of girling, a little bit of platform, or like big platform, really cute platform sneakers with this, and like little short crop cut off jeans that come up a little bit up higher.
Oh, cute.
Would be really cute too,
Yeah.
because you'd be kind of a little bit boyfriend looking, but you would still have like a little this balance, this
Girl.
mixed with a little bit of ruffle and a little bit of something.
You know what I love about this necklace that you have on? It looks like netting. So I think we're all talking about, is it katydids now that are so big this year? There's I have a friend who's done a number of museum exhibitions around the katydids. So it's a webbing. So it looks like it's capturing beauty. I love the iridescent pearls here.
Yeah.
It picks up the
I like the
natural color of
color.
the button.
I really like a peacocky gray pearl with the colors that you're using a lot, with these indigos and these blues. I think there's something it picks up nice with
It
that.
does. It's
Yeah.
great. And I like that it's not shy.
No.
It makes a statement. It's got a story.
Yeah. Of course.
And it's going to create more stories
Yeah.
as you wear it and you go out in the
I
world.
want people to talk to me about my work,
Right.
because I do this with intention, and people it is a story behind it. There's something about this and why I place the pearls here. And I love talking about that.
Right,
Also, it's really comfortable to wear. Again, you need to be comfortable.
right.
Took me
That's
a
the
long
ultimate.
time to feel that way,
Mm.
but I appreciate that in everything I wear.
Well, I actually found something very interesting, and this was in conversation with my daughter Edith. This is the second time she mentioned it, but I'd like to just share it with you. In the Victorian period, women rarely had their photograph taken. Sometimes it was only once or twice in their lifetime. So I think when we think of the Victorian era, women wore those very tight corsets that were laced up in the back or sometimes in the front. And then sometimes they put a padding around, the lower part of their waist, and they had big skirts on. She's told me that actually many of those, we're talking about weight and issues of diet and our images, our concepts of who we are and what we present to the world in terms of our bodies and our shape. She said many of those photographs were touched so that their waist would look smaller and they would have a much slimmer physique. I have to tell you, I didn't ever know that before, but I do think it was a very interesting phenomenon, a very interesting thing to learn and to think about.
Modern
Well, even in the Victoria period, women had an ideal of beauty that was perhaps unrealistic. And I think the whole concept of fashion refresh and the whole concept of how kind of we come together, as women and as men and as people, as friends, as, acquaintances, as work people, that we can be accepted for who we are and that we can really be ourselves. And I think just looking at basic core principles, number one, you diet and you exercise, you take care of yourself, and you dress so that you feel comfortable. And there are so many different ways to dress to really accentuate positive aspects of your personality and your body shape. But we really need to be inclusive and embrace all of them.
Yes. And we're slowly moving that way. I embrace it because especially as I get older, it's so important to still feel beautiful. And I think there's ways to do that.
Right. And it is important.
It is important. There's something and have confidence.
Right.
Stand up for yourself.
Right. Yeah. I think the most interesting thing I learned when from Montessori school is that you don't learn it from the outside. Your pride and your sense of self comes from inside. And I think that is one of the most beautiful things that I learned as, I didn't go to Montessori school, but when Edie was going through Montessori school, it's just a really wonderful, it's a wonderful
That's how I feel about my
habit. It's a wonderful way to carry yourself through life.
Yes.
Yeah. Be proud of yourself and dress appropriately. So first you're dressing for yourself before you dress for anyone else.
And comfort.
And comfort.
And
Right.
we need to, and the arms and the this and the that, like try to find the things that make us feel comfortable.
Exactly.
It's very personal, very, very personal. Anybody else? I'm gonna keep opening it up to you. If you would love to turn your camera off or turn your camera on or turn your microphone on and say anything, if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat as well, but totally open right now. We're here for you. We keep inviting you. Do you have anything with 3/4?
I have hey, Megan, this is Amy. This is so much fun. It's really great to see everybody. You know what I really want to see are your new gold hoops and some of your gold hoops. I mean, I can see them in the front, but could you try them on or hold them up for the camera so we can kind of see them? Because they're really magnificent.
I have a couple sizes. I have this size, which is a little bit smaller.
Uh-huh.
And I did these with rose gold and yellow gold. Then I have the ones that Mary's been loving, which are a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
You want me to try the bigger on?
Yeah.
Okay. They're super lightweight. They're hollow tube inside. So they look like they're going to be really heavy, but they actually are like very light. They open like this.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask, how heavy are they?
Extremely light. I'm really careful about weight.
Oh,
these
those are fun.
Magnificent. They're magnificent, Megan.
Thank you. And these have labradorite gemstones on them. So those are the little sparkles that you're seeing there
Mm-hmm.
on the piece.
Uh-huh.
Like they're almost big enough to be a bangle.
Yes. And we make them all the way to the mini size. I also did this citrine
Wow.
with gold pair and little fine silver. So playing with color again, which is really, I play just to show you the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hard to see. There you go. That's
Yeah.
bluer, gray, and that's yellow. These are great. And they go all the way down to like this size. So maybe you're not like this size I'm wearing on
Mm-hmm.
a little bit smaller. I'm wearing doubles. These are been
Layering.
really great.
Okay.
And more of that silver.
Fab. They're so beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thanks
Fun.
for showing. Hey,
Yeah,
and
I
so-
love those hoopy earrings. And what I do love about them also is they're big, they make a statement, but they're not gonna set off the bells when you go through the, the airport. What do you call it? Security,
Yeah.
the security gate at the airport.
And you need things that are lightweight. I also did these, which are newer.
Oh, wow. Neat. Really cool.
So a little different scale.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty.
But really playing like a little something for everybody.
Yeah, playing,
Yes.
playing with color, playing with materials.
Yeah, and I have a really petite mother and a super tall sister. So I really do think about something that fits with everybody's body type. So I'm open to customization as well if you need something smaller, bigger, non-pierced. That's all. That's totally all possible.
Sue asked me if I do 3/4 length sleeves. And the answer is yes, I do. But also, my work can easily be customized. So if somebody, has long arms or they feel comfortable with a sleeve that's, 3/4 sleeve and long sleeve, we can change that. So these are my bonbons, and they're accordion pleated pieces. I do them in several different widths. And what I like about these, and I brought them out while Megan was showing you how flexible and soft and pliable her pieces were, because these, fold very flat like Megan's pieces. I think they look beautiful with Megan's pieces.
I love these. I'm gonna pull one out right here.
And here I have one on my dress, my smoky blur dress. So they're just really fun sculptural pieces that I do in a lot of different colors, and kind of patchwork patterns. So there is no right or wrong way to wear them. Just like I don't think there's really a right or wrong way to wear Megan's jewelry. I mean, you could easily take a necklace and drape it like a Grecian goddess over one shoulder, which is happening this season. You can wrap necklaces as bracelets. You can, I don't know if I can
Connect things with magnets together. So connect the bracelet to the necklace to make it longer. All these modular parts that come together to give you those like variations and choices.
Right, which
I
is
love choices.
Yeah, choices are great. So even here, I've got Megan's long, very lightweight metallic necklace, but I like this worn with the bonbon. Also, I think they complement each other rather than, they don't compete.
And the earrings are amazing.
And then the earrings, because they're really lightweight. And I know that many of you have heard me talk about this, but I just want to mention again that I've recently taken my work from a fashion context into more of a contemporary art context. And I've chosen 7 words of hope. And my 7 words are love, joy, peace, empathy, courage, happiness, and one more. I've had a complete mind blank. Anyway, there's one more word in there. Courage, maybe? Did I say courage? Anyway, each one of those words is either embroidered along one of the seams or printed on one of the seams of both my bonbon pieces and my dusters. So this duster, I can see love right here, right there on
Compassion, Mary.
Megan.
Compassion.
Duster, it's not like they come out and they shout at you. These words don't shout. They're very quiet because they're really for you, the wearer, to appreciate and to kind of really kind of garner that energy. So I don't know if you can see this. Maybe I'm too
It's up
far away
there.
from the camera.
I can do it for you while you're talking.
So the word on my duster, on my short pastel patchwork duster, is courage. And I feel that that is just so important, that when we wear clothes, they're not just clothes. Again, they have story.
Beautiful.
It's refreshing to think that something can really have a deeper meaning and be an heirloom, rather than something that you're just going to wear a few times and throw it away and, you know, go out and buy something else. Is there anything I can try on or
Please shout out. I saw Karen unmuted herself. If you want to ask us any questions, Linda, Brooke, I'm just going to keep shouting you out. If you want to try anything on, let us know.
So Mary, I have another question for you. So I'm so excited to see your cashmere sweaters as part of your new work. So is it the same weight as the cashmere shawls, like the Kyoto Mist that I've seen, that I was the recipient of for a magnificent birthday gift?
Oh, well, yeah, thanks for asking that. So I'm working with the same studio. I'm doing these in Kathmandu. So the shawls are woven. So they're a very lightweight cashmere, yes. And the sweaters are just a little bit heavier. The sweaters are knit, but they're a very light, I don't know if you know gauges of knit. Oh, here it is. Gauges of knit, but it's a 12 gauge. So it's a lightweight knit. And I've made them lightweight for a number of reasons. Number one, I think, you know, when we wear them in the winter time, you know, there's usually heat in our buildings. So you don't need something that's a really, really heavy cashmere. And I also wanted to play with shape. So if the cashmere was a lot heavier, I wouldn't really have that opportunity to be able to play with very voluminous, soft shapes that were very fluid and still have the wearer feel comfortable to move. So, and because they're very oversized, what it does is it allows you to wear multiple pieces. So you might wear, you know, a long sleeve turtleneck or another cashmere sweater under the cardigan, and then you're going to wear your coat, and then you're going to wear your cashmere shawl. So it's really light layers. I mean, like the layers are very lightweight, but you work with layering on layering on layering.
Yes.
And which is also a really great thing when
My
you're
favorite.
traveling or when you're working. I mean, you know, I think we all, you know, have such busy lifestyles, but yet our lifestyles are a little bit unpredictable. So it's really nice when I know Amy has there's a lot of time in the winter when she's up before daybreak, up way before daybreak. You know, she doesn't really know what the temperature is going to be like that day. And she's got a lot of activities to go through and meetings throughout the day. But at each one, she has to look extremely presentable and professional. So by dressing in light layers of cashmere, you know, you've got your sweater, you start out the day with your sweater and maybe a shawl on. You know, you go into a meeting, you're warm, you take the shawl off. I'll just pull out a shawl. So
I love that.
here's the
You can put this
shawl.
on with it because you can layer.
Right,
it.
so you
Gotcha.
can layer that.
This is a little touch. This is a little bit more, a little thicker. It has a little bit draped. This one almost is a little stiffer.
Well, it's a woven.
Woven,
So the
different.
woven and knit feel different.
The woven and the knit feel different.
But cashmere becomes very soft when you wear it. So as you wear it, it's going to loosen up and it's going to really wrap and layer nicely. And so does that answer your question a little bit, Amy? Does it give you an idea
Lovely.
how they work together?
Oh, cozy.
The weight
So
of the
cozy.
cashmere. But you know, cashmere is very lightweight and yet it's very, very warm. You don't need a really heavy cashmere sweater to be warm.
No, it's great. It's wonderful, really thin. Actually, it's like close to your body, and the winter is like really
Perfect.
brilliant.
Yeah, right.
Brilliant.
And Brooke knows that because she's out there in very snowy Denver.
Oh, I'm going to Denver Labor Day weekend.
Oh, you are? What
Yeah.
are you doing? Cherry Creek.
Yeah.
So tell us
I'll
about Cherry
come
Creek.
visit.
That's
Come,
going to be
yeah.
like.
I'll come visit.
It's the first time I've
I
ever
have
had.
one of
It'll be my first time.
But I have one of your pieces.
You do.
Yeah,
Is it Cherry Creek then? Yes.
I guess I must have bought it in Cherry Creek. Yeah.
We used to sell in Shop Golden also.
Shop Golden.
Golden.
Oh,
Geo-
no. Oh, I thought I got your piece in Cherry Creek at the Cherry Creek Arts Festival. No, many years ago.
Probably, yeah. I'd sold there, and then I also sell at the Artisan Center.
Uh-huh.
in
No,
Denver.
not the, anyway, I have one of your pieces. I'll come visit you if I'm in town.
Please do. That would be wonderful. I appreciate it.
You should bring Mary with you.
That would be fun.
That'd be fun. I'm
That would
bringing
be
my
really
sister.
fun. Just bring your sister. They're driving cross country from LA, shooting up the vertical on the West Coast. Another year.
Nice.
They'll apply for next year.
Yeah, it's fun.
These jury shows are not always easy to get into.
There's
But
no
I've never-
guarantee.
Yeah, I've never applied for Cherry Creek.
It's one you would do well.
Yep, you would.
You know, I'd like to just bring up one other thing that I'm working on, and I started this before COVID, and that was something that we did as kind of a mother-daughter thing. So Edie and I started taking a ceramic class once a week, and it was her Christmas present. And so I've started a collection. I've been doing some kind of funky things, and then I started one day, because I really like to work big, I decided to change the scale and work small. And so I started doing a series of pendants that I've turned into my talisman pendants. So the 6 of these pieces were exhibited at a miniature shibori jewelry exhibition in Arimatsu, Japan, the months of, I think it was January, February, March through this summer. And the exhibition was intended to continue on to Tokyo and then possibly to Germany. But as you all know, shoppers are not in Tokyo. And they decided instead to end the exhibition and to send our pieces back. So because there just wasn't an audience in Japan for them. The stores were still closed and people were just not buying them. So they sent them back, and I've got them displayed here. And it's a very different feeling than Megan's pieces, because Megan's pieces are very lightweight. They're very mechanical. They're almost feats of engineering, which is what I really appreciate. They have a lot of the small moving parts that are flexible. My pieces are not flexible. They're ceramic. So by not flexible, I mean, if you drop it, it will break. But what I like about them is they really create a sense of drama. And because you can, I don't know, can you see the necklace on this piece?
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll take it off.
Yeah, you can see it. It's orange. It's great because it's a really wonderful pop of color. I love how much orange you're using. I've been using orange a lot too. So I think that's there's like something in the air, maybe a little bit. We love orange right now.
I think we were dictated to by Pantone. But so the ceramic piece, this one is a different color. It's a blue on one side and then the orange. But you can see just having this one piece, we were talking earlier about long necklaces and creating a very slimming and dramatic vertical. So this has a very different effect than just wearing this very simple, I think it's got 3 different metals in it, necklace. It's a completely different feeling. So when I'm talking about, what's my story today? Who am I going to meet? How do I want to present myself to the world? What kind of energy do I want to bring into my world and into my life today? Those are all things that I think about in the morning when I'm getting dressed.
Big pendant energy.
Right.
Big pendant energy.
The nice thing about jewelry is, and the nice thing about bonbons and the nice thing about earrings, is they're small. So you can, roll them up in a beautiful little textile bag and carry them in your handbag or in your backpack or in a pocket. And you can just pull them out and completely transform yourself, and which completely transforms your day. So I think it's all about having fun, don't you?
Oh yeah.
It's a different sense of fun.
Seriously
Yeah,
though.
fun.
Why?
It's
This
just
is
fun.
the joy of this job too.
Great.
I had another job before that wasn't fashion, and I gotta tell you, this job is an honor to have.
It is.
And I am very much appreciative and grateful that people appreciate what I make and it comes out of me. I'm still flabbergasted, always, and pleasantly, wonderfully surprised, it's passing on a little bit of my joy to people as well.
Right, because the circle's not complete until it leaves our hands and into someone who appreciates it and then gives it a new life and creates that whole journal around it. And then they might take that piece, you know, like a shirt and pass it on to someone else who then transforms it into something else and it moves on. And I was listening to a very interesting talk yesterday that was a panel that was part of the Business of Fashion out of London. I don't know if you're familiar with the Business of Fashion. It's a daily newspaper kind of.
It's a trade paper for our industry.
For fashion. So they were talking about the importance of resale, how resale is really gaining a tremendous amount of speed and momentum as a fashion force in our world.
For sustainability
Right.
and climate change.
Right.
And we're watching a lot of people loving beautifully handcrafted garments and pieces are being passed down from generation to generation. Couture has that. Find Something Handmade has that in a lot of ways as well. And there's a craftsmanship that's unparalleled that we're not finding in the fast fashion world.
Well, I think that's really true. And I think that's why truly I am so honored that you
Thanks for
would
coming, you
took
guys.
time from your very busy days and your Friday evening to come and join us here for our very, very first fashion refresh. We hope to do many of these fashion refreshes in the upcoming months and in the upcoming years because it's so important. It's so important to get together with friends. It's so important to be able to have this camaraderie and discuss, like, hey, this works for me. What works for you? And by having that kind of give and take in the dialogue, it's really life-changing.
I like hearing about your non-pierce requests and your 3/4 sleeve requests. Like those help us to understand how we make things
Right.
what you want.
What people want, and what they need, and what maybe they're not finding in the market. And
I
what-
love Mary's shirts, as you know. And I can't wait to see those tomorrow.
Dude, we can't
Great.
wait to hook you.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And let's talk about what works with those shirts from a jewelry standpoint.
Okay.
Tomorrow when you're here, great, we can't wait.
Awesome.
I wish you could all come. It's just a little surprise. I'm having a birthday party. My birthday's Monday. I haven't had a birthday party where I gathered with friends since I can remember. I think, birthday parties not big. Birthday parties are huge. When I was growing up, birthday parties were not such a big deal. So I'm actually having some friends over for a birthday party. At 3:00, we're gonna cut the cake. We might do a little IG live. I'd love to have you join us.
Yeah, come. Well,
Let us
but
embrace you.
a little pre-celebration was our getting to hang out with you guys tonight. We're up on an hour right now, so we're gonna take any other
We're gonna zoom
lingering questions you might have, and then we're gonna say goodbye and stay tuned for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, but feel free to reach out with any questions if you want us to try something on or give you a better idea of the scale of pieces or weights. There are many ways to do that. And of course, the best is to jump on a plane right now. Maximum, I can tell from all your people there, the maximum is about 6 hours to New York. And I think Amy and Lucinda are the furthest away. I don't know if Kathy's still here.
No, Kathy drove off.
Kathy jumped off. So you get the prize for coming the furthest distance tonight via Zoom. And we are so grateful.
I am in the
I
hood.
want,
Woohoo.
Mary, I want your cashmere sweater, and Megan, I want your orange necklace.
Okay,
Okay.
all possible,
If we
sweetie.
could pull them up, put them right through the screen right now, we would.
Amazing.
Okay. Everybody,
We're in Lucinda's studio in Santa Fe.
I'm coming.
Yeah, come on down. We'll
Come
do
on.
do some
We're driving
extra
to
time.
Santa Fe on the way to Denver. I will totally connect with you.
Okay, I would love that.
Because I have someone who's just relocated from Long Island to Santa Fe.
Oh,
Oh.
so nice.
great.
So let's talk later. Amy.
Let's do that. Everybody has a wonderful evening. Take good care. Stay in touch. Follow us, MPR
On Instagram.
on Instagram, Mary Jaeger _NY, MaryJaeger.com,
MeganPatriceRiley.com. Thanks, you
Thank you.
guys. Happy Friday, TGIF. Woo!
Bye.
Bye.
Guys.